Hello, in this video we're going to look at the hang technique and ways to improve upon it and drills that will get you making the most out of this very effective technique. Before I go into detail, I have to say that between the hitch kick and hang, no one is better than the other. It depends on the type of jumper you are and in particular the way that you approach the board. Additionally, as I've pointed out in my other videos, it's how you prepare to take off which is probably more important, with the penultimate step positioning and the drive of the free leg and the hold of the free leg after takeoff to get you into the jump. I'd say that 90–95% of the total distance that you're going to achieve will be achieved from your run-up, from your speed onto the board, your positioning and your accuracy, so do work on that. Here Jonathan performs what can be called a hitch-hang variant. As you'll see, just after takeoff with the free leg swing, he pushes the foreleg away and pulls the leg back hard under his body. This is virtually identical to the first stage of a hitch kick. The difference then being that both legs literally meet to be pulled together into the landing, whereas in the hitch kick there'd be a one cycle movement, i.e. a run in the air, before both feet join together for the half part of the hitch kick, a half stride. Here's Paul, and he does a hitch hang variant too, and it's perhaps clearer to see from this angle. The foreleg is pushed out, pulled back, the legs meet, and then they're brought together with the arms overhead for the landing. I perceive one of the common problems with the hang being hanging too soon off of the board, i.e. not achieving good strong takeoff position before moving through into the mid-air action. Hence, we do a lot of drills working on takeoff position and the correct posture into the board, the foot placement and the positioning and swinging of the free leg through, up and being held into the jump. Let's take a look at Pippa competing in the World School Games. And now this looks like a very good takeoff for her hang technique. However, I'd like to see that position held a little bit longer before she pulls back into the hang, and that's what I mean by slightly hanging too soon off of the takeoff. I believe that in this particular instance it resulted in her feet dropping prematurely into the sand. In these jumps coming up now, there's been an improvement as we worked on the delay before pulling the free leg back, and you'll see a much stronger takeoff position and more forward momentum off of the board before hanging, which results in legs being lifted into the landing. As I often say in these technique videos, I'm very keen on getting that free leg away from the body at takeoff and then moving into the action and not moving too quickly into the technique. Let's take a look at Paul. Now Paul doesn't find getting his mid-air action easy. He kicks out too soon after takeoff and then over-rotates on this particular jump into the landing. He needs to do what Pippa was doing, holding a bent free leg for longer before extending the free leg away and then pulling up into the hang position. This Danish jumper, also competing in the Manchester International, employs a very effective hang technique, and it's worth studying this to get the positions right. Okay, let's identify some further faults that can ensue from the hang technique, and I'll suggest some ways to correct them. Here Paul doesn't fully lengthen his body to achieve the classic banana-shaped hang position. Here Oliver brings his right arm across his body at takeoff, doesn't get into an effective takeoff position, hangs too soon and has a massive leg shoot which would result in over-rotation. We're back to Jonathan again, and he does move away from the takeoff very effectively before going into his hitch hang position and lifting through into the landing. He also gets his hands very high above his head before sweeping them down to the landing. Hopefully, these insights into the hang technique will help you perfect your technique. The key points are to hold position off of the board before pulling the free leg back into the hang shape, regardless of whether you're doing a hitch hang or a traditional hang. As always, thanks for listening and good luck with your training and competition, and do subscribe to the channel.